Hello, and welcome to Hitchhiker's Guide to Humanity. I am your esteemed host, Erica, healer, psychic, and channel for the source, aka spirit, God, consciousness, the universe, divine, whatever you want to call them. On today's episode, we will be talking about timeline jumps, or as some people say, quantum leaps. Again, humans name everything. What I know about this is personal. I just had a timeline jump literally last night. And when I tell you I woke up like that John Travolta meme where he's walking around going, what's going on? That was me this morning. And what's interesting is last night, I knew I was about to timeline jump. Because before this happens, you basically know it's about to happen once you get to a certain vibration, of course, and once you've experienced this a few times. And I felt it because your body starts to feel it first. So I got really dizzy. And I remember saying, because I do this thing where I'm like, I am the operator of this human vessel, right? I control what happens to it. And you are not dizzy right now. And I said, give me 5 fucking minutes. Give me 5 minutes. And so I was like, I got to brush my teeth. I got to do all the things before I get to bed. I'm like, don't jump yet. Don't jump yet. It was literally like that. I was running around. So then I go and I brush my teeth and do all my things to get to bed. And I get into bed and I was like, God, I'm so dizzy. I'm like, everything's spinning. And there's no reason this should be happening, by the way. I ate food. I didn't have any caffeine. I was fine. I knew what was happening. I don't know. I can't tell you how, but I knew. And so I laid in my bed and I was like, okay, that's what's happening. And I told my body, my human vessel, and I said, listen, we're about to time jump. I know that. Spirit team, I'm ready. Let's go. I'm ready to get whatever's next. I could feel just by the events that happened, it was ending something. Right? And I felt it in my soul. You feel it in your soul when you're about to jump. So what happened was I went to sleep, sort of. It was hard to go to sleep. I'm not going to deny that. Got up exactly at 4:33, which any numerology people want to say anything that has to do with that, that's fine. But 3-3 is very significant to me, specifically. As soon as I woke up, I knew what had happened with no confirmation from anyone, right? I was like, okay. Here we are in a new one. What's going to happen now? And I remember at 4:33-ish that there was someone in my subconscious, in my maybe meditative state that was like, okay, what do you want in this timeline? I'm here to log all the things you want. And I was like, can I lose 30 pounds? They're like, yep, marked, and I'm like, okay, how about this and this? I want longer hair. Okay, click. And I'm like, I get done with this list and I think, oh shit, I didn't ask for world peace or anything. Is this what I would be like if a genie came and said, you get some wishes, what you want, long hair? Well, the world is burning, but sure, let's give you long hair. And I was like, oh, you crappy human. And I think I'm just realizing now how incredibly selfish that is. But I think in some way I knew whatever I said wasn't going to happen. You can ask for world peace, but they're talking about me. I could tell inherently this was my list for my stuff. And that I really don't have the power to have world peace because that is controlled by the universe. And we are the universe. We are the consciousness, but one little soul of me is not going to make world peace. I woke up and I was like, okay, I feel a little weird, but I'm sure that's just, jet lag from the last timeline. And yes, I'm completely serious. I know it's like, this girl, she's talking about time traveling and all this. You're like, what the? But if you look it up, a lot of people talk about this. I'm just telling you my experience, at least this morning, right? So I get up. And it's like everything that I had in the last timeline. My intelligence, all this shit has just gone into a big Like, who the hell am I? I have no idea anymore. And I go to make a sandwich. I'm going to air fry an egg sandwich. So I get eggs out and bread and everything, and I put the bread down, and I have an air fryer that it's like a double air fryer because, you need two. And I cracked the egg on the bread, and I just watched it slide off the bread into the bottom of that air fryer. And I was like, oh shit. Oh yeah, that's not, oh, well, it's tipping. So I took the other air fryer and I do the same fucking thing. And it's flat this time. And I think it's going to stay on there because it's flat. And then it flows right into the bottom of the air fryer. So then I'm like, okay, I really want this sandwich. I'm going to make it in a pan. So I get the pan, put the bread in, and I crack the egg on the bread. And guess what? It fucking goes right off the bread. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you, Erica? You didn't learn from the first one? And so I make it, and the egg burns because it's on the side of the bread. The bread is soggy, and I try to get the burnt egg inside the sandwich with some cheese or so. It's just terrible. So I throw it away and I don't get an egg sandwich. And this is, in my opinion, a metaphor for what it's like when you wake up from jumping timelines. You are, in a sense, a child again because your body needs the break. Right. And I have to admit, this particular jump was really tough for me. I felt very lost all day. There was something really off, and for the first time, I asked for help. I was like, angels, spirit team, whoever's up there, my whole team. And I felt one of them channel through, maybe all of them, I don't know. And they were talking to me. I don't remember what they said. I think I recorded it. Something about, oh, yeah. I need to rest. This is my job. I need to rest. I need to make this podcast about the timeline jumps. And then I need to rest for the rest of the week. And I was like, dude, I take 2 naps a day now. They're not long, but I take 2 naps a day. They're like, yeah, but you're getting up at like 5:45 or 6 a.m. Like, it's not that weird. And I'm like, still, I'm resting all the time. And they blew my mind with this. And they were like, work is not just physical, especially if you're an energy healer, light worker, light bearer, whatever you are, because you're always on. My energy is always on. I'm protecting it. I am very, very protected. I get that. But that takes energy. It takes a lot of stamina to be able to vibrate at this level as well. And I honestly think about my mission here almost like 24/7. What can I do? How can I help? And all of this includes avoiding all of this negative shit that's out there. And that's really hard. It is really hard to avoid the negative shit when it's being shoved in your face every time you go online, every time you talk to somebody. I can't have it, man. My energy, it's depleted. Because I'm too busy raising my vibration, doing all this karmic debt work, getting rid of my soul family's karmic debt. But when you timeline jump, you go to this next timeline, it leaves a lot of that behind. So you're able to continue on this journey. You get rewarded for all the work you do. So it's very possible that you have also timeline jump without even knowing it. And because time is not linear in reality, time is just a construct of humanity, but it all has to come from something. And in the ethereal world, the universes, all of that, there is no time. It doesn't exist. We are infinite beings. And so, dear humans, if you think of things like that we are infinite, that we can go to the next timeline, that all of the things happening around us are really just chess pieces on a chess board, and that when this is done, we're going to go to somewhere else and we're going to keep doing this for eternity, whatever that means, it lessens the impact of a lot of this stuff in even if it's just a slight way, but it lessens the impact of that. And I want that to be clear. This doesn't mean that I justify anything about anything that's happening out there. There are some beautiful things happening, though. Globally, people are waking up and joining hands, and not in some corny kumbaya bullshit type of way, but in a real way where we see each other. We see each other as fellow humans, and that's a beautiful thing. That's a thing that you need to hang on to. There are darker things happening. We see it, but it's only happening because they're losing. They're losing. They know their time is up. Whatever you consider or perceive darkness as, or whatever the bullshit that's going on out there, it's ending. And that's why it's so hard, and that's why it's so much. But it will not go on forever. This is temporary. There's only a select, small, tiny bit of humanity that feels the way that these power-hungry dictators feel. They're losing, and they will lose in the end. They will. Because light will always win. Light is where we come from. We are made of light. We come into humanity with light. We're here at Earth School to learn lessons, get rid of karmic debt for our entire soul families. We come from different planets. We incarnate. I mean, it's a beautiful thing. And what we're trying to do is preserve it. We're trying to preserve Earth, and we're trying to build our next density, the 5D, people are calling it. We're trying to build it. And we can. The amount of people that have discovered the gifts that they have, there are so many. And here is what I'm telling you. You have these same gifts because we all have them. We are all pulling from the same well of consciousness. And to get these gifts, you simply have to look within you. Everything you need is within you. Everything you need is within you. It is not outside of you. I found this inside. Yes, I had help from my spiritual team and, let's be honest, my therapist, but I had to do the work. I had to trudge through the mud of this bullshit, of this shroud of shit that was over me from childhood into adulthood, and tackle all that and rise above. And I did. I fucking did. Here I am, right? It's not easy, but it is doable. And you can do it too. You can totally do it. Peace and love to you all. Until next time.